Hey, welcome to the Macabre Emporium. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back. Episode 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll say 4.5 since the Halloween was a bonus.
And this is technically almost could be another one of our holiday bonus episodes if you think about it.
Not really. I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
With it being, episode 4 and you getting ready to turn 10 times that.
Well, 10 times that, even though, this is releasing actually on my birthday.
It is. So, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So, yes, your birthday. You're super old. We'll get into that in a little bit.
You're not that much farther behind.
Still farther behind. But this is going to be an episode. David is going to bring you guys an actual story. I'm just going to kind of roast him.
Wow, really? So this is what your secret, Kermit the Frog, Fingers of Fury on the typewriters going on the last couple days was about?
Yeah.
Wow, thanks. It's actually kind of fun. Wait, actually, let me check my notes here real quick.
Okay.
With you saying the roast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's kind of similar to one of the things in what I'm doing for this episode.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
So, how old are you?
I am 40 years old as of today.
Correct. And we're going to simplify it for, those that need simplifying. In the least, painful way for you.
What do you mean simplify?
You should be asking what I mean in the least painful way.
Okay, so maybe I should start using an old man voice about it. Is that what you're trying to say? What do you mean by the least painful way?
Okay.
Anyhow.
So, you're 40.
Yes.
You're 190 in dog years.
That was it? That was the big roast?
You're 223 in cat years. You've spent 14,600 days on Earth. You've been breathing for how many weeks do you think?
Too many.
Too many. 2,085. You're 480 months old. Mm-hmm. You know how toddlers wear 2T, 3T depending on age? You're in a 480T.
So that's what that measurement actually is months on children's clothing?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it correlates. Yeah. So, as of 8:30 today, you were 21,021,904 minutes old.
Now,
Or
what does 8:30 have to do with anything?
it's just the time I picked
Okay.
to give it an accurate,
Okay. Now, is it 8:30 in the morning or
8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Yes. So, 1,261,314,697 seconds old as of 8:30 this morning. So I'd say you're pretty old.
Well, thanks. I'm sorry she didn't throw in the classic, you're older than dirt. Dirt formed around you.
What? I've never heard that.
You never heard of that one?
Nope.
You never also heard about, you're as old enough to see rainbows when they were still in black and white?
No.
You never heard that one either?
No.
Oh.
Nope. So,
So,
just a couple fun facts about your birth date, not the year.
oh, I thought you were done. I thought we were done roasting me. Or are you done?
This isn't really this part's not roasty.
Okay.
You share a birthday with Lou Ferrigno. You know who that is?
The original Incredible Hulk, yes.
Yes. With Cisco, you also know who that is.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody our age knows who Cisco is.
Sing it.
I am not singing that song.
Lame. Ryan Murphy,
No idea.
the creator of American Horror Story.
Okay.
Okay. And Big Nose Kate, she's a prostitute in Slovakia. I don't know, it was just on this thing I was reading about people born on November 9th.
I don't know, maybe there could be an episode later on.
I would just like to know why they called her Big Nose Kate, because I saw a picture and she didn't really have a big nose.
I don't know. It's like calling really big guys tiny, maybe.
Could be. So, with your birth date being November 9th, you were more than likely conceived the week of Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I figured that one out.
Yep.
Which, something I forgot to add in, that the most average birth date of the United States is October 5th.
Okay.
Let me
We're not
guess.
talking about October.
All right. So, but I was just another little fun fact things I had in there, which is not in what my
Right.
topic of this week is, and it's not in there, but it's along those lines.
Okay. People born in November are said to be excellent sleepers, and that's no joke because you sleep like the fucking dead. When you're out, you're out. They also say that people in November are more likely to be left-handed.
Oh, yeah.
You also tick that box. So hooray on being November stereotype.
Yay.
Yay! Okay. I'm going to quiz you about the day you were born.
Okay.
Let's see how much you know.
This might be because I actually fail.
What's your birth flower?
My birth flower? No idea.
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's a chrysanthemum.
Guys don't pay attention to things like that, really.
What's your birthstone?
Once again, I have no idea.
Really?
Yes, I want to say it's like amber, I think.
Nope.
It's a weird brownish yellow color, if I remember correctly.
Topaz and citrine. What day of the week were you born on?
I don't know, but I'm sure you figured it out.
It's a Tuesday.
What?
Just the... What?
What, that you're surprising I'm failing a quiz here for once?
No.
Okay.
What is your ruling planet?
My ruling planet?
Yep.
I'm not that big into Australia. I know like what my zodiac sign is and all that, but that's about it.
I don't even know what your rule... I don't even know what that shit means. I just put it on here because I know you wouldn't know.
Of course, you know the 12-year-old in me is going to have to say Uranus.
It's Pluto. Who was president when you were born?
Either Jimmy Carter or Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. What was the #1 song on the day you were born?
I have no idea. I'm sure I've heard the song.
You have.
Oh.
Up Where We Belong by Joe Crocker and Jennifer Warnes.
I've heard of Joe Crocker, but I've probably not actually heard the song.
I guarantee you have.
And we'll have to listen to it later.
Yep. Okay. So, I found just random tweets from people that were giving, like, their little tidbits about being 40 or just turning 40.
Okay.
So, somebody said part of being 40 is not liking a single song in America's Top 40, which you really don't anyways.
Right, yeah, because our entire vinyl collection, half the names in there nobody's ever gonna fucking heard of anyhow.
No. Another says, welcome to your 40s. You don't even know why you're angry.
No, I know why I'm angry most of the time.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. You sound a little angry. No?
Yeah, and it's you're assuming that I am. That's what's making me angry. See, I know.
I feel like I've said that before. Welcome to your 40s, where you have no idea what you did to cause the pain you're feeling. And I know you know this one.
Yeah. It's more or less the bruises that they catch you find out. You're like, how did that happen? Like, I have no fucking idea.
Yep. This guy said, my dad tried to warn me about my nose hair and that it would become an issue in my 40s, but I didn't listen. Now it looks like it's trying to escape my face when I sneeze. So maybe time to get some nose hair clippers.
Just as a precaution ahead of time.
Yeah.
For the jungle appears out of nowhere by tomorrow
Welcome
morning.
to the jungle. Yes. Another person said, if you've ever wondered if you're getting old, ask yourself this question. Have you ever bought expensive cheese? Therein lies your answer.
Like, how expensive are we talking here?
I don't think we're talking like went to France for cheese kind of expensive, but we have definitely spent a lot of money on cheese.
Yeah, here's the thing. We were buying cheese in bulk in logs, and we didn't consume all of that ourselves.
No, we didn't, but still buy a lot of cheese.
Okay.
And in our personal experience on aging, you know you're old when you hear Slipknot on the classic radio station.
Shut up. That's already happened.
I know. That's why I said in our personal experience.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. It's also a Green Day basket case I heard once, too.
On the classic. Well,
Yep.
yeah. Also, when you hear a little shithead kid talking at the table next to you at Culver's about how in the
olden days,
people got to leave school for lunch.
Yeah.
That was our days.
Yeah, the look on your face when you heard the little kid say that was great.
Yep. Never wanted to throttle somebody in the dome so hard. That's it. That's all I got.
So that's all you have?
That's all. I told you there wasn't much.
Oh, I get that.
Trying to find shit on your birthday was obviously not easy.
So with what I had decided to go on this week, I was going to maybe do something related in the fire service because that was a big part of my life for about 10 years. I've always had an interest in trains as well, and the guys over at Dark Windows Podcast, they have an obsession with doing train robberies as true crime stuff. But I found a couple different things that are train related in weird history since, like, they could be their own subjects. Like, one of them is that there was a temporary town in Texas which became the second most populated city in Texas for about 2 days, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I never told you about this, but it was called the Crash at Crush, Texas, which I've already started writing it, which it'll be an episode probably here soon.
Oh, giving away secrets.
Not too many, because there's a couple more train-related stories I have down that I'm not giving away just yet.
That you have on here?
My document file, yes.
Oh, okay.
But I decided when I was trying to figure that out, with our birthday tradition that we normally have of dinner and a movie of the choice of the birthday celebrant is the technical term is that I looked up for this.
Oh.
And get thinking about our birthday tradition of seeing that, I really got to thinking about it's like, when and how the hell, as we as a society decided that it was acceptable to give a flaming dessert and sing off-key in a group on somebody's birthday. So this week I have chosen some of the staples of the birthday party to go is my topic this week. I will go over some of the birthday traditions from around the world to close it out. But to get started, we're going to rip this fucking Band-Aid off and go over the 40th birthday tradition.
Oh, there's a 40th birthday tradition?
Yes, the Over the Hill party. You've never heard of these?
I thought that was for like 50.
Well, traditionally 40 was considered over the hill, but it could be also as early as 30. I've seen on Facebook. Yeah, I know.
That's stupid.
And you see a lot more of the 30th birthday tradition in women on social media. I've seen like the death of their youth when they turn 30. Yeah. So where this originates from is not exactly clear. Many sources said the 1950s, but there was also another big time period where it was also claimed that it came from. Can you guess which one?
Let me guess. Victorian era?
Yep, the Victorian era is one of some of the sources said, but it was about even. So we're gonna say it's either one of those two, but there's not a concrete evidence of saying.
I don't know. The Victorians were weirdos, so I'm gonna go with Victorian era.
Yeah, I would too, but with Over the Hill, what it usually means is that you're past your prime, you're old, or you're worn out. But I'm sure you can tell with the type of work that I do and things I've done lately, that's not the case for me.
No.
Yeah, some of the Over the Hill birthday traditions usually include tombstones and all black party decorations.
I mean, that's normal for us.
So it'd be like a regular Tuesday.
Yay.
So, tombstones and creepy paper. Ooh, multi-pack. Bonus points if you know what show I'm referencing.
I do.
Well, you don't count.
Oh.
You also usually have a tombstone-shaped cake or cupcakes with little tombstones on it or Grim Reaper on it. Mm-hmm. As a joke for the birthday celebrant, you would give them a walker or a cane to use around the birthday party. Usually the best friends or the significant other reads off a tongue-in-cheek eulogy for this birthday celebrant as well. A gag gift of elderly care products are usually associated with the Over the Hill birthday party.
Oh my goodness.
Wheelchair races and other elderly-themed games.
Okay.
If you really want to go all out, you would also have to make the Grim Reaper have an appearance at the birthday party as well too.
Oh my goodness.
Out of the small list of things that I listed off that you could do for an Over the Hill birthday party, usually they're surprise parties most of the time. What caught me most of my interest was the games of these that people would play. So I'm going to start off with one of the games, like the one that caught my interest mostly was the wheelchair race or the walker race as well. You would, for the walker race, you would have to tie the participant legs to the walker so they couldn't cheat by pick up the walker and run.
Oh my God.
I did think about looking it up on YouTube for some of these videos, but most of the Over the Hill 40 videos I watched was just like the initial reaction of people walking in, basically.
Like, how would that work if you're trying to walk with a walker?
Well, it wasn't probably
And they
like
tie your legs to the walker?
not like you would in a 3-legged race, probably, to where you like it's just enough to keep it to where they can like just pick it up or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Another one of these games is called the Older Than game. This game involves where everyone sits in a circle and they start listing off things that the celebrant is older than until somebody can't think of anything.
But with you, that could go on forever.
Yeah. Another one would be Not As Young As You Used to Be. This is basically where you would play games that require flexibility and agility, like Twister and Operation.
Oh, shit. Everybody's trying to throw their back out that day.
Yep. Oh, man, I knew I should have played Twister. I'm a birds apart on my hips out, Martha.
Threw my hips out.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The new diet game is another one. With, as we get older, people start to have issues with their stomachs and have to make diet changes and whatnot. So this game would signify you would also have to start eating bland and pureed foods since you're now over the hill. Yeah. So the objective of the new diet game is to, blend foods and put them in little bottles and have the birthday celebrant, sample these food bottles and guess what they are. So now with that bullshit out of the way, even though I'm not going to say I want to let 40 bother me too much like some people do. Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm turning 25 or some shit like that. It's like, shut up. You have not seen nothing yet. So with that out of the way, the birthday party in the United States is more modern than you think that it really is. But most of it actually originated in ancient Egypt times. And they're mostly accredited for the origin stories of, the modern day birthday. The Egyptians didn't celebrate the birthday parties of regular people, but of the pharaohs, even though the term pharaoh is generic term for all Egyptian kings, but for clarity, I'm only will refer to them as pharaohs. The Egyptians believed that their pharaohs were living gods and were a mediator between them and the gods. When the pharaohs would die or become divine, as they thought, they would celebrate the pharaoh's day of becoming a god. They would track this with lunar calendars, which are based on the stars and the sun's position. So they would use the position of the stars and the sun to track how their calendar is. And so that's when that day would come back around. That's when they would celebrate, their king's becoming a god, basically. Okay. Also, the ancient Greeks is also more likely where the biggest birthday tradition comes from, the birthday cake and candles.
Uh-huh.
The Greeks would make moon-shaped cakes in honor of their god Artemis, the goddess of childbirth, wildlife, and the moon. Artemis would be celebrated and honored with several festivals during the year, but I'm going to try this. I locked like a couple of pronunciation guides.
Okay.
The Manika Festival is most likely where this tradition came from. During the festival honoring Artemis, round cakes, which are more like a bread at this time, made of dough, honey, and sesame seeds, would be taken to the temples while being presented with a lit torch on both sides of this said cake.
Okay.
These torches would represent the rising and setting sun, being on opposite sides of the cake. Sun sets in the east, rises in the east, sets in the west, basically.
Yeah.
After they would reach the temple with these cakes, they would place the candles on these cakes that would represent the stars and the moon as well. The Greeks would make their wishes, and then they would extinguish these candles on the said cake and believe that the smoke carried their prayers to the heavens to their god Artemis.
Huh. Interesting.
Some of the first records of birthday celebrations for common folk were in the time of the ancient Romans, which they adapted from the Greeks. But only the birthdays of men were celebrated at this time. Yeah.
No women?
No women.
Why?
I couldn't find anything why women, probably because they were considered a, lack of a better term, second-class citizen and their opinions didn't matter or whatever.
Well, fuck that.
Well, they didn't start celebrating women's birthdays until around the 12th century. Don't look at me. I'm not the one that made these rules back in ancient Roman times with the Greeks and the pagans and all that stuff.
You sure about that?
Yes. I see what you're trying to do there.
Mm-hmm.
Because trying to call me as old as the Romans here.
Word.
Any Roman man that turned at the age of 50 would receive a special cake that was also like bread. Typically, this one was made out of wheat flour, olive oil, grated cheese, and honey. Yeah, I know that sounds delicious, but I'm sure they liked it in their time. The government would designate holidays for their more famous citizens for their birthday parties.
Yeah.
In the ancient Roman times. This is an interesting fact that even though it has to do with Christianity and whatnot, yeah, I see your eyes rolling over there. And I'm sure like, God, what are they with these people with Christians? Like I've said before, I have nothing against Christians. This is just an interesting fact about this. The early, and I mean like super early Christians. Mm-hmm. We're talking like Roman time Christians, basically.
Okay.
They didn't celebrate birthdays.
At all?
At all. They actually thought they were considered evil because of their roots in paganism.
Evil!
Is that like where Jehovah's Witnesses stemmed from?
No.
Because they don't do holidays and birthdays.
No,
and shit
Jehovah's
either.
Witnesses is a lot more modern than you think it really is. I think it's like in the 1800s when Jehovah's Witnesses came about.
Oh.
I don't remember exactly. Do you know what exactly paganism is? Because I mean, no, our modern time stuff, paganism is like, oh, I'm pagan. You think of like,
I don't know if you can hear our sticky ass cat's paws on the
yes,
table here.
Lugosi
But
decided to jump on the shop counter today while we were recording. So if you hear these little tacky sounds, it's the cat's feet.
sticky beans.
Sticky beans.
And now he's gonna rub on my microphone.
Okay, Lugosi, you gotta go. Go find mice in the store. Go find mice in the store somewhere, guy.
Thud. He is a hefty cat.
12 pounds of stupid.
12 pounds of majestic dumbass.
Yeah.
Yes, he
So,
is.
okay. As I was saying, do you know exactly what the term pagan actually stands for?
Like each. What
like
do you mean?
the
Stands
actual
for?
definition of what pagan is?
Not like not true definition.
So,
no.
like when you hear pagan, you think of like, witchy shit.
yeah.
Okay. Well, paganism is technically any religion that's celebrated outside of mainstream religions. So, that's
like just broad spectrum.
yeah. Like basically, so you'd say like main world or mainstream religions would be Catholic,
Yeah.
Protestant, stuff like that.
So anything outside of that would
Yes.
be really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And that is the information that I found because when I was researching this, it keeps saying the word pagan. Okay, it's like, so what exactly is considered pagan in all this time? Because this actually gave me more of a headache than I thought trying to piece this all together
Oh.
because of how things were worded. So with that said about paganism, these early Christians believed people were born with what they called original sin, meaning we were all born to be sinful and have a built-in urge to disobey God.
No. Sorry.
These early Christians believed that birthday celebrations were evil because of the pagans having these type of celebrations tied to their gods. So this is why these very, very early Christians thought birthday parties were considered evil and sinful. The Christian faith didn't start recognizing. It wasn't until, brains. It's because I'm getting so old.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the 4th century that the Christians would start celebrating birthday parties with the celebration of the birth of Christ, basically.
Okay.
So then that's when it was no longer evil when, Christ was born, basically.
When they deemed it not evil.
Yes, which technically was not born in December, but that's a whole other episode. The pagans held their beliefs that you had a personal spirit and it would make an appearance during your birthday celebration as well.
Like your personal spirit, like your spirit guide, or like the spirit of you yourself.
It didn't really specify. I'm going to make the assumption that it would be like a spirit guide, basically.
Okay.
But they also claimed that demons also would make an appearance as well, too.
What would?
Demons.
Oh. Damn, at a birthday party?
Yeah.
Sweet. I party with my demons.
So this is where like the birthday noisemakers originated from as well, too.
Okay.
Because they would use noisemakers to drive away these evil spirits, and they also would would create a circle of friends and family around you as an added layer of protection as well too. So they'd have this barrier to get in between you and them, while everybody would be singing and cheering and making as much noise as they can to drive away these evil spirits. The birthday cake that we know it as of today holds its origins in Germany during what was called Kinderfest. Kinderfest translates into the Festival of Children.
Okay.
I could not find a very clear answer exactly what Kinderfest was.
In today's time, it's not.
I
probably wouldn't be anything good.
Got on Google and YouTube and they're like, watch how much shit on what Kinderfest is. And I never really got a clear answer on what Kinderfest was.
Huh. Festival for children.
Yeah.
Festival for children or festival of children?
It
There's a giant difference.
It translated into children's festival, so I'm guessing
Okay.
they're celebrating children in some way, probably like good behavior or something like that.
I got you. Yep.
During the 17th century is when the modern birthday cake we know today started to take shape. To sum it up briefly, what cakes were kind of like in this time period, think of like a pound cake.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Those are gross.
More elaborate cakes were starting to be made at this time with multiple layers, icing, and decorations this time. But for cakes like that, only the wealthy people could afford these kind of cakes because of the ingredients that, were needed for it. Eggs and sugar and milk and stuff
Shit was like unobtainable back then, or
not
what?
unobtainable. It's just only the wealthy people could afford like candies and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because of the process it would take to make. Yeah, things we take for granted now, you don't really think about it. It was like only considered for rich people,
That's crazy.
Like, for example, in Pirates of the Caribbean, like all the wealthy people are skinny. And it's not really how it was mostly. A lot of them were larger because they could afford to eat. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but that's what it was.
I mean, it makes sense. But yeah.
German children would blow out candles for each year of their life and typically one more for luck. So, for example, if a child was turning 5, they would actually blow out 6 candles.
That means I get to put 41 on your birthday cake.
Yes, I guess that's what that means. Birthday celebrations didn't really become popular for the masses until the Industrial Revolution, since most of the ingredients for the birthday cakes were expensive, as I just said. Only the wealthy could afford them. With the advances of mass production in this time period, with also the combination of the ingredients becoming more available with better production and refinement of raw materials, allowed bakeries to offer, pre-made birthday cakes at a much lower price, so regular people can now afford these kind of, sweet treats.
The peasants can eat the cake.
Yeah, which actually, she did not say that.
What?
Marie Antoinette didn't actually say that. Once again, that's a whole other
Oh, I was
something.
okay.
Oh, it's not where you were going with that?
No.
Okay, anyway. So now, as it is, almost like in previous episodes, we made this joke about the Victorian period.
Yeah.
I actually could not find some weird ass shit.
You couldn't?
No, I couldn't find any weird ass shit from the Victorian period about birthday celebrations. I literally Googled some Victorian birthday celebrations in hopes to find something, and I could not find anything.
So this is the one thing that they're like not sketchy as fuck about.
No, not exactly.
Oh, God.
So, in fact, this is the time period where this song Happy Birthday comes from.
From the Victorian era?
Yeah, in that time period. Yep.
Oh, God.
In 1893, kindergarten teacher Patty Hill and her sister Mildred Hill of Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville, before somebody gets mad at me.
It is not Louisville.
It all depends on you ask. It's either Louisville or Louisville, so I'm throwing both of them out there to cover my bases because I'm too old and cranky to deal with it.
Nope, it's Louisville.
Anyhow, she would compose the lyrics to the song Happy Birthday to the melody of the song called Good Morning to You. The earliest compositions of Happy Birthday didn't show up in print until 1912. In 1935, Preston Ware Orme and Mrs. R.R. Foreman, didn't give an actual name, just initials were given, were credited with the copyright registered through the Summy Company. In 1988, Warner Chappell Music would acquire the Summy Company for $25 million. and along with the rights of the song Happy Birthday alone are, take a guess.
Is it another thing like Happy Birthday?
Like the song Happy Birthday that they acquired.
I have no idea.
$5 million is the rights to their version of Happy Birthday, is what it's valued at.
That's it?
Yeah, yep. Now here's a little bit of weird history for you on it. Did you know until 2016 it was illegal to sing Happy Birthday in public?
Where?
Anywhere.
Why?
Because of this copyright. But an independent filmmaker by the name of Jennifer Nelson had to pay $1,500 in royalty fees to Warner Chappell Music for using a clip of the song in a documentary she was actually filming about Good Morning to You, the song that Happy Birthday is based off of. She did file a lawsuit not only on the behalf of herself, but for everyone that has ever had to pay this fee to Warner Chappell Music. That was part of the lawsuit, that they would have to pay these fees back. Warner Chappell Music was making about $2 million a year in royalty fees for the song Happy Birthday.
Which was based off of a different song.
Yeah.
So did the people that came up with the Happy Birthday song have to pay royalties to the person that made the Good Morning or whatever day to you?
No, there was a thing, but since it was their own original composition, basically, I believe, I couldn't find a whole lot of information.
But that'd be like sampling now. They still got to pay royalties.
Well, maybe just because they used the music and it was their own lyrics that kind of overshadowed it. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think of the song, was it Under Pressure and
Ice Ice Baby?
How that's always been like one of those disputed things if he ripped the song or not.
But it's just that itty bitty ting. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that's what changes it.
Documentary.
Yeah. So with this lawsuit, she actually won the case.
Really?
She actually had won this case because Warner Chappell Hill copyright was for a very specific piano arrangement from 1935 and not the song itself. So the judges ruled that their copyright claim was now invalid because their version is only for this piano arrangement, not the entire song itself that they claimed that they, were collecting all these royalties from.
Right.
One of the big piece of evidence that she submitted to it was a hymnal book called Harvest Hymns, which has the lyrics of Happy Birthday composed exactly to the music of Good Morning to You from 1924, which almost by 10 years predates their copyright.
Huh.
So because of this, Warner Chappell settled to pay out $14 million total to everybody that actually paid for this royalty fee. And because of this lawsuit, the original Happy Birthday song by the Hill Sisters is now in public domain, which means you can use it for free and you have to pay no royalties.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I know it sounds bizarre, but I haven't had a really kind of a weird history thing. And when looking into this origins of the Happy Birthday song, I'm like, this is
Happy Birthday song.
The Happy Birthday song. We're not doing any more weird holiday shit. Scoopy's enough as it is.
He totally said Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Anyhow, moving along.
No.
And I want to finish this out, but there's one thing I know I didn't bring up really.
Okay.
Is the tradition of the origins of giving birthday presents. Information was so obscure on it, I couldn't really find anything. A lot of it came in between pagans and Christianity believes of the three wise men visiting, the birth of little baby Jesus in a manger far, far away. But in my personal opinion, since most what quote unquote pagan religions, as Christianity would call most stuff outside of theirs, as we also learned tonight.
Yes.
That I would say that it falls along the origins of pagan traditions of making offerings to their gods. Okay. And that honestly makes more sense to me because they're giving giving these offerings as a gift, so it makes more sense to me that way.
Definitely.
I want to close out my little tidbit today.
Okay.
With some, birthday traditions from around the world.
Oh, this should be good.
So, starting with your number one country that I know you want to visit, Ireland.
Yes.
You are flipped upside down, and someone will give you light bumps on your head for each year, plus one for good luck.
Okay, so we're not going to Ireland on my birthday.
If you make it through 21 years of head bumps, you get a set of keys symbolized unlocking the door to your future.
Also, a concussion.
In Brazil, children are told to protect their ears on their birthdays as friends and family members will pull on their ears for each year of life in hopes you grow old enough for them to reach the ground.
Your ears?
Yeah.
But if you're a female, like, your tits are going to do that anyways.
guys
Why make the ears?
Have you ever seen the movie Bad Grandpa?
Yeah?
Yeah, there you go. The guys have the same problem too.
Oh, your tits sag too?
No, not my tits. I'm talking about my chicken skin duffel bag.
Chicken skin duffel bag. Chicken skin duffel bag. Okay.
Russia, Italy, and Argentina practice this tradition as well.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
In North Korea, nobody is allowed to have a birthday on July 8th and December 17th.
Why?
These are the death dates of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, former leaders of North Korea. This is their death dates. But anybody born on July 8th, 1994 can legally change their birthday. Anyone else, their birthdays are displaced to the days after. So if you're born on July 8th, your birthday is actually July 9th.
That is dumb as fuck.
That's just how they honor their leadership there. You gotta remember, cultures are different in the rest of the world than they are in the United States. It is what it is.
It is.
In Russia, like I said already, they do the weird ear pulley thing.
Yeah.
They actually have a clothesline with presents for the attending children.
Okay.
And they don't commonly have a cake for birthdays. You usually get a pie in Russia instead of a traditional birthday cake.
A hair pie?
Probably over a certain age you do. In Denmark, you don't use traditional birthday celebrations. You use actually the Danish flag.
For what?
Or any type of birthday decoration. You put it on the flag and cakes, plates, everything on your birthday instead. Couldn't find a clear answer to how this started.
You just put it all on top of the flag?
No, you use flag decorations, not like the actual flag.
I thought you were saying like drape a flag over the table and then put everything on top of it.
I mean, you probably could do that, but I'm gonna guess that they probably have the same flag courtesies as we do here in the United States, that you wouldn't do something like that. I'm just making an assumption on that bit there. Inuit cultures.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Native American.
Yes. More or less. I'm not using the term because it's now considered
Eskimo.
Yes, I wasn't going to use it because it's considered racist now.
There's not many people that are going to know the word Inuit, but if you say an Eskimo person, they're going to know what you're talking about.
Okay. In Inuit cultures, coming of age is at the age of 12, where they are taken out in the wilderness with their fathers to test their hunting skills and get acclimated to the most harsh Arctic weather. So yeah. If you think you're staying warm and dry when you're 12 years old in Inuit cultures, that's not the case. It's like, come on, get out there. We're going to go find some seals. Canadians have a tradition of greasing the end of the celebrant's nose with butter to ward off bad luck. I'm wondering if during the 19th century when margarine was illegal that this came about.
Why?
That might be another episode.
Oh, did you already find that out?
No, yeah, I've actually heard about it on Ridiculous History.
Oh.
And the whole listening about that in itself is quite interesting. It's like, why?
Huh.
And the things that they had to do with margarine to differentiate if it was butter or margarine. But actually, in this, in this time period, there's only one place in Canada that margarine was still legal. But anyway, that's a whole other episode. And in Australia, you usually give their children what they call fairy bread.
Fairy bread?
Yep, and it's super simple. It's basically just butter bread covered in sprinkles.
Ugh.
Yeah, think about it.
It's like Princess Toast, the commercial.
Yeah, that's basically all it is, but they call it
fairy bread.
Fairy bread, yes.
Huh.
So that's a little bit about different cultures and, birthday celebrations and whatnot.
That's weird. Other people are weird.
No, they're not really weird. I mean, they could find things that we do weird.
I can find things that we do weird.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of people would think, oh, you guys are so fucking weird.
Or stupid.
So anyhow.
Or both.
Or that. I don't know. Huh.
That was a lot. Like, I get now why you said that it was a lot of, like...
Yeah, like trying to piece...
countersecting or intersect, like, just...
Yeah, the shitty part is a lot of the trying to find this information, it was just copied and pasted and, like, reading different websites. It's like, there's one site that I use. I use it more of a very loose guide on what things to look for because of reading that and then against another one that had the same things. It was completely wrong from compared to that on Wikipedia and other credible news sites that were about it. Like one of them I literally used was from a Greek reporter about birthday cakes. I was like, okay, this guy, he's going to be the most definitive source on cake, origins basically, because everything led to the Greeks towards that.
Right.
So, but everything else in between was, the whole string theory from true crime cases.
Yeah.
Is how this one came about, and I was just like, why the fuck did I pick this? Well, this should be super easy since I can't figure out anything else. Fuck, was I wrong?
That's what
Melted
you
my
get.
40-year-old brain trying to do this.
Yep.
I'm technically 39 at the time, but I was writing it out.
Still old.
Yeah. So, you have anything else?
Social medias. That was aggressive.
That was a little aggressive. Social medias. Like, follow and subscribe on the things, goddammit.
It took me a second to realize what you said. But yeah, do all that. Our website is now live.
Yes, we have a website because in a rush I bought a domain name and didn't know what to fucking do with it.
So I figured out what the fuck to do with it. You can see it at macabreemporiumpodcast.com. You can join our Facebook group as well as subscribing to our channel on YouTube just by searching Macabre Emporium on both. We have a Twitter at Macabre Emporium. And if you have any stories of the paranormal, like your local true crime stories, weird shit that you want us to look into and possibly do an episode on, you can always email us at macabreemporiumpod@gmail.com. My mouth did not want to say that.
We would love to hear from you guys
Yeah.
on anything that you might have, something to say. Even though we're releasing, every other week as of right now. But if you need some other filler with similar topics to what, that we've covered, like true crime, I mean, we haven't really done paranormal. I don't think we have.
No, I think my next one I might do a paranormal.
Maybe I might do a cryptid or something. Might have to find a second one because the one that I have already written up from long ago.
Or an urban legend of some sort.
Yeah, because the one I've written up long ago it literally can be debunked with a YouTube video that I have saved to show you.
Oh, that's fun.
But it's still fun hearing the legend behind it. But back on track on where I was saying with this. If you like hearing like the true crime stuff, weird history kind of thing, go check out the guys over at Dark Windows Podcast. They've helped Sarah and I out quite a bit, and
tremendously.
he keeps Kevin Carlton over there keeps shouting us out. So it's like I'm repaying the favor now and shouting him out.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Another Kevin that can't read. Which, from what I understand, that he still has not listened to our podcast yet, and he also thinks it's okay to use soap in a cast iron.
What?
Yeah, Kevin H thinks it's okay to use soap in a cast iron. I don't know if you paid attention to their group. It's a complete shit show about that.
I've seen the stuff in there about the cast. You specifically posting a lot of shit about making reference to the cast iron.
If you guys end up liking their show, look up their group on Facebook. Tell them the proprietors of the Macabre Emporium shop sent you over.
Yep.
And let Kevin H know how wrong he is about cast iron or something.
Yeah.
He likes the abuse from fans. Don't let him fool you. He does. So anything else? So I'm thinking it's about time we close up the Emporium for the day, Sarah. What do you think?
I agree.
So until next time.
Remember to creep it real.
So, Sarah, I'm thinking it might be time to close up the Emporium today.
I agree.
And remember,
always keep it real.
That's not it. Remember to keep it real.
That's because you said remember.
All right, last time. Fuck. Maybe this will be it where we keep fucking it up.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. Well, sir, I'm thinking it might be time to close up the Emporium for today.
I agree.
And God damn it, now I can't remember.
Okay, if you fuck up one more time, we're gonna switch it and I'm gonna do it.
Okay, that's the problem. You got me all fucked up for screwing it up for 1 week. It's got me all fucked up now. Anyhow, so Sarah, I think it might be time to close up the Emporium for today.
I agree.
So, fucking goddamn it. Now I'm so worried about fucking it up. Where's episode 0? Where's episode 0? Okay. So I'm thinking about time we close up the Emporium for the day, Sarah. What do you think?
I agree.
So until next time.
Remember to keep it real. Real stupid.
All right. Do we actually want to try and record that where we're not fucking laughing?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
God.